Welcome to the Right Podcast. I'm your host, Sarah Williams, best-selling romance author, book coach, and founder of Serenade Publishing. I've been an avid reader ever since I could hold a book, and I've spent a decade immersed in the world of writing, editing, and publishing fiction. I know firsthand what it takes to turn a love of storytelling into a sustainable, soul-aligned author career. Each week, I share real talk about writing fiction, marketing smarter, and staying inspired, along with up-to-date industry insights and the strategies that are working right now. You'll also hear from fellow authors, editors, and industry experts who are out there doing the work and making waves. Here, we put the woo in the work of writing, publishing, and growing your author business. Think of this as your creative business pep talk, packed with heart, hustle, and a little bit of magic. So get cozy and join me. Your writing journey starts now. Here's a question I get from authors all the time. Do I really have to be on social media? And look, I get it. You became a writer to write books, not to point at text on a screen while trending sound plays. But today's guest is proof of what happens when an author stops treating social media like a chore and starts treating it like a conversation with future readers. Welcome back to the Right Podcast. I'm Sarah Williams, best-selling author and founder of Serenade Publishing, and this is the show where we help you write, publish, and sell fiction that readers love. Today, I'm chatting with K.S. Elliott, Australian indie fantasy author of The Redemption of Omnia duology and her upcoming release, Ultan Academy. She's built a following of over 62,000 readers across Instagram and TikTok. We're digging into how she grew her platforms from zero, the content that actually works, and the honest answer to the question every author wants asked: does all that posting actually sell books? And here's something exciting. KS will be joining us in person at this year's Sunshine Coast Fiction Festival, which we at Serenade Publishing host every year. More on that at the end of the episode. For now, let's get into it. Here's my conversation with KS Elliott. KS Elliott, welcome to the Right Podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
No, I'm super excited to talk to you today and get all into the nitty-gritty of your social media.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. So I'd love to start off for the people who don't know you. Tell us more about your story and how you built the business to where it is today.
Absolutely. So I think that I kind of had a little bit of a head start to some other people because I used to own a online crystal boutique for about 2 years. So I kind of understood all the business side of everything, but the writing side obviously took a hell of a lot of time to figure out. But I don't even remember starting. It just kind of happened and I was halfway through it till that's where I remember to. So I was living out of home and working a job that I absolutely hated. And I decided that I hated it so much and I was gonna quit, move back home and just write and see what happened. And that was over a year ago now. And it kind of just, did it. I'm very much like a dive all in sort of person. Like there's no point in doing something halfway for me. So yeah, I kind of just did it and then it just happened and spiraled from there.
I love that. So had you always wanted to be a writer? Had you had a story bubbling away for a while?
I've always been a creative. I don't want to necessarily say I've always wanted to be a writer. I've always written poetry and song lyrics, so I always knew that I liked writing in that regard. But I've definitely written novels, not ever finished one over the years. Obviously, I was a Wattpad girly, as most of us were, and wrote a few terrible books on there. And then about 3 years ago, I started writing a book that I think I called The Tales of Esquire or something like that. And I didn't get very far into it, and then I scrapped it for some reason. I don't even remember. And I just thought that it was never going to happen again. So it's kind of always been that I wanted to write, but I don't know, wouldn't say that I always wanted to be an author. I definitely always wanted to be a creative in some way. Hence the owning my own business for 2 years at 17. Like I like to sing and like all the creative things are literally all of my personality.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. I'm definitely like that as well. It's when you're creative in one thing, but other creative aspects help. So it all kind of comes together. If I get sick of writing, then I'll go and play with some graphics or,
Yeah.
yeah, something like that. So it's gorgeous. And you write mainly fantasy these days?
Yes, so fantasy always. And I do have other stories, but I'm just not too sure how I will go. I definitely am the kind of person who likes to try everything to kind of decide whether what I'm doing is what I want to do. I do believe that I will always come back to fantasy though. I like to kill people in my books way too much to do contemporary romance. But yeah, so fantasy, I've written a completed duology, which is called The Redemption of Omnia, and I've completed the first book to my new series, The Cards of Alton, which is an academia-based fantasy. And I am currently writing a dystopian romance. It's like a bit more cyberpunky than dystopian, so it kind of like sits in between there. And then a million more fantasy ideas and one contemporary romance idea that I'm not sure will ever happen. We will see.
When you've had enough of killing people,
Yeah.
then you play with
But the
that.
thing is, I think I would still kill somebody in that one though. I think that's the
Do
problem.
that. You can do that in contemporary. You just, have to give them a good reason.
Yeah.
And you're co-writing as well. I heard you.
Yes, so that's the dystopian cyberpunk sort of romance. That's with Julian Font. It's a honestly been an insane experience. I never expected that I would do something like this, but I saw a video of some random guy from America online just talking about how he wanted to co-write a romance book, and I went, why not? Like, that's fun. Like, I want to do weird stuff like this for all of my life. So I ended up making kind of like an application video of sorts. And then we jumped on a Zoom meeting, spoke, and we just vibed really, really well. And it just kind of went from there. Like, it's been a crazy, weird experience writing with somebody else because obviously writing is a very personal thing. So it's very odd to kind of bear the very raw process with someone else, but it's also really fun and I really like doing it. And I think that we understand each other very well as writers, which is also a big plus.
Yeah. Oh, that is fantastic when you get a partnership like that that really works. That's
Yeah.
makes all the difference. Wonderful. Well, you have built 35,000 followers on Instagram and 27,000 on TikTok, which is unbelievable.
Insane.
Take us back to the first 6 months. So, what were you posting before anyone was watching, and what was the first thing that actually worked?
Yeah, I think in the beginning, obviously I was only just started writing and I didn't really, because I'm a massive pantser, so I didn't really know where the story was going, so I couldn't necessarily promote it a hell of a lot in the beginning. So I was actually posting about like other books, like book reviews and things like that. But just a lot of like relatable content, like just writer content in general, rather than anything specific to my books. And I mean, I've got most of them still up. I mean, I look completely different. I have blue hair and it's really long. Like, it's insanely different. But yeah, definitely just similar to what I post now. But the stuff that I post now is obviously more tailored towards my books. Yeah, just a lot of like reading stuff. I think it was just, you need to just post to just start and just get there until you're ready to start promoting your book.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, when did you actually start on social media doing this sort of thing?
I think it was either November or December of 2024. So I think I had written maybe one chapter of my book at that point, and back then, like, it was insane. I didn't even have the right name for my book. Like, I couldn't count apparently. This is my favorite story to tell people. So there are seven powers in The Redemption of Omnia, And I, again, cannot count apparently, and it was called Curse of the Six at the start. And I had to cross it out and write 7 underneath because it was incorrect.
I love that.
So insane.
Oh, well, that's really interesting that you only started it in 2024 because so many authors, and I think specifically, the younger authors, which you are, they started sort of during the COVID and the real peak
Mm.
of TikTok. And, obviously that helped them find friends and networks and those sorts of things. So I'm really interested that you came to it in 24 because obviously so much has changed since now and then. So that's even more inspiring me that you've been able to build it up to those numbers in such a short time. That's really rather incredible.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it is pretty insane. I think it definitely helps that I've like been on BookTok and Bookstagram the whole time. Because I did have a BookTok in, when was it? I think right after COVID, probably to 22, 23, and then I ended up like deactivating it because life, but yeah, like I've been on it but not posting, so I think I kind of understood it a little bit as well.
Yeah, I think I often have these conversations with authors and they're like, "Oh, I've missed the boat, that
No,
doesn't work anymore."
no, absolutely not. Like I think I mean, social media, there are ways, I guess, like certain tactics and strategies you can do, but again, it's a lot of it is luck. It really is. Like a lot of it is genuinely just luck, and you know, you have to do the work, but it's also luck. And I think I've done the work, so now it's like rewarding with that luck in a way. But it's definitely never a case of like miss the boat. It just pivot is pretty much it. Like if something's not working, just pivot.
So, was there a single video or a post that changed everything for you, like a viral moment, or was it more of a brick by brick sort of
I
thing?
think it's kind of both. I definitely brick by bricked it up till about 10,000 on TikTok. But when I and Julian announced the bounty and we did like a collaborative video where I made him say like the whole thing and then I did it and then I like chopped it into parts so he was talking then I was talking like through the video, and that video did phenomenally well, especially on Instagram. It did so insanely well, and I'm pretty sure that I gained, I think, 20,000 followers in like a month or two because I was posting on TikTok from December of 2024, but I had only posted maybe 6, 7 things on Instagram, and I only started posting consistently on Instagram in August last year when my first book, Curse of the Seven, was published. So, yeah, so the Instagram one is the one that it is really insane to me because that just took off incredibly quickly. But yeah, it was the video with Julian that just did it for me. Now it's been consistent ever since then.
Oh, that's fantastic. So, if you had to choose one, which one would you choose?
Instagram or TikTok?
Yeah.
Instagram. I love TikTok. And I like because I just post everything from TikTok to Instagram. I like the drafts part of TikTok, but Instagram I feel like is where the community really is. And like I just feel like I communicate better through Instagram as well. Like I would rather the way that the stories work on there than to TikTok. But TikTok, I feel, is harder to go viral on, but a lot of people think it's the opposite. Like a lot of other people I've heard go way more viral on TikTok, but for me, Instagram is like where it's kind of at.
How much of what you post now is planned content strategy versus just posting what you feel like on the day or what's trending?
I never have a strategy ever. At all. I batch content a lot of my stuff. So even though I do have the privilege of working from home every single day, I will make like 10 videos on a Monday or a Tuesday that'll last me till the next Monday or Tuesday. And then I do it all over again. And then every day I just decide which one I want to kind of post. because I post a lot of writing vlogs, obviously I'm not at the moment, which is really sad, but because I'm editing Alton, I would do like a lip syncing video or like a trending audio in the morning, and then the talking videos, like the writing vlogs or the reaction videos to the bounty in the afternoon. Just it's more like how I would if I think about somebody who has a semi-normal life. Like in the morning, they just want to watch something really quickly, and then in the afternoon, they're getting home from work, they want to take their makeup off. I know I watch stuff when I'm taking my makeup off or cooking dinner, or they want something that's a bit longer, and that's the only kind of strategy I think I have. Was just thinking about that. But other than that, I just like scroll on TikTok until I find a video that I want to make, and I'm like, yep, that one, and then I save it, and then I do it later.
Oh, that's awesome. And you show your face constantly, so you are the brand, not just the books. A lot of authors are terrified of being on camera. Was that ever a hurdle? And what would you say to authors who want to stay behind the book cover?
It was never a hurdle for me. Again, because I had my crystal business, I was also online, like a lot, and I had to show my face all of the time through that. So I was kind of already used to it, and I send a lot of like Snapchats to my friends as well. So I'm just very used to looking at my face on my phone. So it was never really a problem for me, and I do believe that it is the best way to market your books, because I understand why people don't want to show their face. Completely get it. And I've had so many like people talk to me about it, and I understand it. But the thing that I see it as is people don't just want your book. Like they're not going to be drawn into the book, they're drawn into the person that wrote it, because I mean books give us so many emotions. They want to like feel connected to the person who gave that to them. And so I think that yeah, showing your face and really connecting with them kind of in a more personal way, it helps, I think. But I do understand why people don't want to, but I do believe that if you just do it little bit by little bit, you do get more comfortable. I had a friend who never wanted to show her face, and I like encouraged her to, and she started to slowly do it. And then I even noticed that her confidence just in general went up. So like I do think it can be a really good thing, but again, I do understand why people don't.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So, how much time per week now does social media actually take you? And has that cost you writing time?
Well, I do it in the morning, so I feel like I write a lot in the afternoons, so it doesn't really take away from it, and I think that it does help as well. Like with the writing vlogs, I get so distracted. But when I do the writing vlogs, I'm one getting content, but two, it actually pushes me to write more. Um, so I do it in the mornings, and it depends on whether my algorithm likes to be kind to me and give me idea after idea, or whether I'm gonna have to search for it ridiculously. So it can take like up to 2 hours on a bad day, but 30 minutes on a good day if it's just there. But yeah, because I'm again, like I put my makeup on every single morning, so it's just super easy for me to do. I just literally put my phone up here and just take the videos. And sometimes I'll even just take the videos and then put the writing on later. It's completely differs from week to week, but I wouldn't say it takes up a crazy amount of time. I think that once you get into a routine of it, it makes it a hell of a lot easier.
So, if an author listening has, say, 200 followers and one book, what are the first three things you'd tell them to do, and the first thing you'd tell them to stop doing?
Stop doubting yourself. That's always the first thing, is you can do it. A lot of people don't think that they can, and that's the biggest thing that I think holds people back is themselves. And I would just tell them to post consistently, whether it is my two a day or whether it is one a day or one every 2 days, as long as you're consistent with what you post, like that's all that matters. Is because if you show what I've learned is that if you show the algorithm that you're going to post no matter what, then it will continue to get better and better. So sometimes I'll notice that my views or my engagement will dip, but then I keep posting and then it skyrockets back up. So it's kind of, I think, a test in a way to see whether like you're worth rewarding, I guess. But it would just be, yeah, just a consistency. Like it's not going to happen overnight, and if it does, that's great too. But it's not going to happen overnight. And if you wrote a whole book you obviously believe in yourself enough to push it out there. It's just, I think it all boils down to imposter syndrome, to be completely honest. I
Absolutely.
really do.
Yeah, and so many authors are, well, first of all, introverts, which I don't think you are.
No, like a lot of authors are so introverted, but I'm not, and I think that that does work well in my favor. But you can still do it introverted. I've seen so many do it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I think anxiety and the people pleasing and the not wanting to get the bad stuff. I know for me that definitely when you get a bad review or you get a hate comment, I know the first time I got a hate comment, I did get 3 million views on something. I've since taken it down. But when I started getting those hate comments, my anxiety and the mental health really flared. My then 13-year-old daughter, she kind of said, flip that, mum. You got your first piece of hate. You're there. You've made it.
That's what one of my friends said to me. He's like, dude, you've made it. Like you got all of the massive books have terrible reviews where they're tearing them down. You've made it. And I went, you know what? That is an amazing way to think about that. I don't look at my reviews anymore because there was like one specific review that was just like this long and I was like, oh, you hate me, hate me. Okay. So I don't read them anymore. But, the hate comments and stuff, like it does happen. I've got a video at the moment that was a little controversial. I knew it posting it too, so I knew it was going to happen. But a lot of the time, it's just that people don't read the caption. They just see the video, interpret it their own way, and they get really angry about it. And at the same time, like, they're fueling your engagement by being mad. So I think that a lot of tackling that is just having a positive mindset. If I had the views and engagement and the hate comments and hate like reviews and stuff a year ago, I would have completely crumbled. But in the past year, I think I have gotten to a point where I have fortified, created a fortress of my mind, and it just doesn't bother me as much anymore. Like I definitely still have imposter syndrome, and I do get that little drop of my stomach sometimes when I see something someone said. But at the same time, I also have 35,000 people who like me. Why do I care about that three people who absolutely hate my guts? I don't even know who they are. Like,
Yeah.
I have so many people building me up and just supporting me and cheering me on. Like, I don't have the time to care about those that are trying to tear me down because I want to put my love into the people who love me.
I love that. Just when you see people don't read the captions, it was funny because one of my best posts was a carousel where it looked like my partner Tim was proposing to me.
Mm.
And I'm still getting people saying congratulations. I'm like, it actually wasn't. Like he wasn't proposing. We just did it in such a way that made people think that because he was down on one knee and presenting me with something. He
Oh
was
my God.
presenting me with tickets to Paris, which in my opinion is way better than a ring. But yeah, even friends who saw this and they're like, congratulations, when's the wedding? I'm like, read the freaking comments, people.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
caption.
yeah. Because I posted a video the other day. The Netflix documentary sort of ones at the moment. I did one where it was saying, preparing for my Netflix documentary, how smut is not a necessity in books. In the background was Lights Out by Nevessa Allen, aka I have read this. I liked this book enough to keep it on my shelf. I'm not trying to tear down smut readers. All of my friends love it. And it says that in the caption,
Yeah.
but people do not read it and they get so angry. And I'm like, I don't think you're understanding what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that a lot of people feel pressure to put it into their books because it is what is so loved on the market at the moment, but you don't have to. That's all I was saying. And people are just like beating me down for it. And I'm like, read the caption and come back,
Yeah.
please.
I feel like it's quite necessary to really work on your hooks and,
Mm.
make something not rage bait necessarily, but definitely like a hot take. And I do feel like working all this, it is marketing, and I know that author businesses are marketing. I mean, that's what I teach. And it is definitely these new skills that we haven't necessarily had to use in the past in traditional marketing. And it does change. You know, there's trends. These are popular now and now they're not. So yeah, trying to get something that is interesting enough that people will really want to look at it and go, oh, what's she trying to say here? You know, it's so important.
Mm-hmm.
What's a piece of common social media advice for authors that you think is just flat out wrong?
I see like so much advice about social media. I guess that you need all of this like fancy technology.
Mm.
I think that a lot of people show, you know, like they've got all these crazy microphones and amazing camera, these crazy stands. Like my stand is from Amazon. Like I did spend a little bit more money on my microphones, but that's just because the other one I had was terrible. Like it's, I think that yeah, that you need all of this technology to do well on social media, and you need a lot of time as well.
Yeah. And sometimes the best social media, I mean, I definitely see on Bookstagram, probably more so than TikTok, where the graphics are always really beautiful and
I
carousels.
I don't know how people do that. I've only just sort of gotten good at graphics. I do not know how people are just so phenomenally amazing at them, and they like have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them on their page. That one takes so much time and it's very stressful. I don't know how people do that. The reels are definitely for me a hell of a lot better. But the graphics do okay, I think. Like for me, they do decently well. But I think as well they are informative, so I think that that's a little bit different as well. Like it's not just something cutesy. It's like about, my cover reveal is soon, or, the street team applications are open. So I think that is a little bit different, but I'll report back when I do a normal one.
Excellent. All right. The honest question every author wants answered. When you post a reel that does really well, can you see it in your sales dashboard that week? Like, how direct is the line from views to sales?
Honestly, not that direct. Like I've seen so many people who see my follow account and my engagement, and they're saying to me like, "Oh my God, like you are so successful as an author and all of this." And I'm like, I have a friend who has 2,000 followers and has made double my sales. It's not about that at all, because a lot of people that follow me to steal my content, to look at my content. It's not actually to buy my book. I definitely do think that when a video does really well, like it does, but it does boost it a little bit. But it's not as direct as people think. Like my videos do well all the time, but I don't really see like a spike in anything really until it's directly correlated to my book. Because sometimes it's just a normal video that does really well, but people don't realize what it is that I actually write. And, it'd be a little bit different when I think the pre-orders for the bounty happen, because obviously a lot of my followers are waiting for that book, like specifically. So honestly, no, like the followers really do not equate sales. And I think this is not even just in being an author. This is across the board. And I think a lot of social media marketers will say the same thing. Like it is not just because you have a lot of followers does not mean you are making sales at all.
Yeah, yeah. There is also a train of thought these days that it's got nothing to do with followers anymore. It's about your content. They're pushing the content out to the new people, whether you've got 1,000 or 10,000 followers.
Yeah, exactly. Like hardly any of the people that follow me actually see my video. It pushes it out to new people rather than the people that I see. I mean, I go on my like For You page and I don't see any of my friends at all. All I see is all new videos.
Yeah, yeah. I found the new little follower favorites thing on
Mm,
Instagram is really good because that adds to a
yes.
lot of the clutter that I get on my
Yeah.
on my feeds. Wonderful. So, at your size, is brand and influencer work meaningful money? I know you've started doing a couple of collabs there.
Yeah, I haven't done any paid collaborations just yet. I get free products from a few people, and it's super fun, and I love doing it, and it's great. But I have kind of moved from only author to author and influencer. Like it's not just 100% about my books. Like I am getting clothes and I'm like, this has got nothing to do with it. I love it and they are definitely very comfortable while I'm writing, and that's obviously what I'm pushing out to people, but it's not directly related to writing, and I do love it. I really do. I think that it's really cool that I'm able to do that. Um, but it's a very odd line to kind of toe. But I've spoken with a friend recently, how when you go onto like my Instagram or something, you have no idea what my books are because all you see is my face again and again and again. So that's why I've started doing like the graphic posts and then hiding like my reels into the reels tab part on Instagram. TikTok, you can't do it, but um yeah, like hiding them so that when people do see my Instagram, they know exactly what book it is that I have and, you know, the genre that I write. Just so that it helps push that a little bit. And that may end up leading to more, you know, direct like link to sales as well. Like, you know, I've done really well on social media, but I'm still figuring it out.
Yeah. So where do you want this to go? Do you see KS Elliott primarily as an author brand that does some influencing, or is the creator side a genuine second career, do you think?
I don't think I want like the influencer part to take over at all. Like I love, you know, being able to receive products and being able to share that with people, and sending them to, you know, go buy a really nice comfortable hoodie or something like that. I love that. But no, I want to be an author. I want to go. A lot of people will be like, oh, like I love where I'm at. I want to go far. Like I move the goalposts again and again with every milestone that I hit. Like I'm very, very ambitious. I want to be big, and that's the goal.
I feel you. Wonderful. If you lost both your accounts tomorrow, every follower was gone, what would you rebuild first, and what wouldn't you bother rebuilding?
I would rebuild the water in my system because I would have cried it all out first. But no, I think I would just do it all the same. I would just like I've got a lot of my videos are saved to my camera roll, so I would just post the same videos that I've already posted. Just getting it back out that I'm back and I'm alive and I didn't die. But yeah, I would just do the same thing, honestly. I don't think that I would do anything differently. I would definitely jump back onto my writing vlogs. I would start that earlier. People love to go along with the process with you. It just gets them so much more excited about it. Like, you know, you're saying like, oh yeah, I've written this much, but like I'm trying to figure out this part, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, just really like going through it with them. They like I found that people really love that. And like elevator pitches, making like the video that I made with Julian did phenomenally well, and that was literally just an elevator pitch. So yeah, I would definitely do it not differently, but like I would just focus on some parts a little bit more.
And that was KS Elliott. I hope you're walking away with the same takeaway I did. Social media isn't about going viral. It's about showing up as yourself and inviting readers into your world, one post at a time. Now, if you want to meet KS in person, and trust me, you do, she'll be at this year's Sunshine Coast Fiction Festival, which Serenade Publishing proudly hosts each year. It's happening this Halloween weekend in October this year at venue 114 in Bokarina, right here on the beautiful Sunshine Coast. 3 days of writing workshops, author talks, and a massive 2-day book signing with over 100 authors and vendors. KS will be there signing books, and so will I, so come say hi. Tickets are on sale now at sunshinecoastfictionfestival.com.au. The link's also in the show notes. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with a writer friend who's been putting off that first TikTok. Until next week, happy writing, and I'll see you again on the Write Podcast.
Thanks so much for listening to the Write Podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, it would mean the world if you'd leave a review and share the show with your writer friends. It helps more creatives find their way to us. And don't forget to follow Serenade Publishing on Instagram and TikTok for more writing tips, publishing advice, and exciting events to keep you inspired. Keep writing, keep dreaming, and know that I'm here to support you every word of the way.